So in all of Worldwide Medical, there's about 400 people in the organization. Everybody globally on the ClinOps side, we're deployed globally. Um, so certain areas, let's say Europe and Asia, it's been tough. I mean, it's really been tough. Obviously, Asia was impacted first. So our folks in China and Japan, were first ones to kind of be quarantined and move to this virtual working. I've got teams in Europe who, I think are doing well in this space, but that their whole office world has been shut down, and so life is very different for them, not only inside of work but outside of work. And so it's been an interesting to understand the cultural differences and the impact differences on different regions.
And really, I think how leaders gauge the emotional aspect and
Mm.
the sanity piece. I think that in terms of there are people and candidates and people that I respect greatly and good people, very intelligent, that are not sick, are not financially impacted directly, that are feel depressed at times. And so I think in terms of how different
Mm.
everything is and the remote aspect, making sure that you're having those extra touches. How are you doing? What's going on?
Uh,
And they understand that we all have the same challenges. And
mm.
what relevant to, I want to get your perspective on that, and the proactivity piece and how you've managed that. But it's so important.
It's critical, this. So you and I have worked remotely before in lives, and so you kind of get this blend of life and work all in the same space. And with the teams here, gosh, a lot of this was new. Like, oh my gosh, all the way basic stuff like where am I going to put my computer? Where am I going to set up my office? I got kids. I got a spouse. I got a parent I take care of. I got pets. School's not in session anymore. So now my kids are at home all the time and virtual learning. And, it's so for us, it was the first wave was more about psychologically, how you doing? How you holding up? How are all these pressures of, changes in your social life, changes in, your friends and the people you can connect with and all the things we experience in that space of the initial shutdowns. And some, people in other markets, I mean, it was completely shut down. I mean, like nothing was happening. You could leave house for basic things of going to the store and to get gas, and healthcare workers and stuff like that, or going to see a doc, but nothing else. So huge toll psychologically initially as people went in that. So we did a lot of just, I call it touch points, touchy feely things, just to make sure, how you doing, man? How are you doing? That was a lot of my conversation early on with people. Didn't want to know about the work. I'm like, how are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
And it was brilliant for me to learn about people like that. I don't always pause and ask that and really listen, like how you doing? And in that moment when we first started this, there was a lot of that, like how are you doing? And some of them, it was not good, right? To be honest, it was not good.
Yeah.
But true to the form of folks and humanity is that they evolved, and I think they've gotten into a rhythm. I think for me as a leader, just kind of being real with people and showing them that, like, I have this screwy life too. Like, there's kids in the background. I can tell you the first video call during all the COVID shutdown, I don't know, maybe 100 people on the call. And I didn't close the door to my office. And Heather walks in, my wife, leans over in the morning, gives me a kiss on the cheek. Here I am on this video cast,
And
I'm
now
like, hey, baby,
everybody
say hi to everybody.
and everybody knows now what a smooth operator, and that you must be an incredible salesman, because they're like,
Yeah,
look at this beautiful lady.
that's right. I definitely married up, man. It was good stuff. Um, so, it's one of those, and I have the kids occasionally come running through, and the dog runs through, and sometimes I'll be in a sweatshirt and a hoodie, and to kind of, like, life is real. I'm real. You're real. It's just what it is. And so we're all in this together. And sometimes it's tough, but we'll get through it. And I think giving people a lot of empathy and space to get through things, and if they got to deal with it, deal with the kids, deal with whatever, they just go deal with it. Hear me, would you speak to me when I